In this video, guys, we're going to talk about illegal insider trading, common methods and common ways that these people will take advantage of information that is not in the public domain. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so illegal insider trading. Now, insider trading, we're not talking about these directors or insiders who are buying or selling when they're allowed to. They haven't got any extra information. They're allowed to within certain periods, and that comes through things like FinViz, and you see the insider deals. So you see the buys, the sales, options exercising, all that kind of stuff. We're talking about the illegal side of this, where an insider will act on information that's not readily available to the public. It's kind of, that's the definition, but there are some times where it's not so easy to work out what is and what isn't. Most of the time, it's pretty clear to insiders. They're like, hey, I know something the public doesn't. I'm taking advantage of it. That's illegal. That's an offense. That's a criminal offense. All right, so let's look at some kind of different ways that this might occur. And we've seen these from real life things and maybe some hypothetical ones here as well. All right, so the obvious one as an insider, a director, a board member, a person high up in the company knows a big deal is coming. So he knows there's a big contract that's very, very valuable to the company that changes fundamentally the valuation of the company. He knows that potentially there's a merger coming. He knows there's an acquisition, something that's like that. He then goes out and places a trade, or he asks somebody to do it on his behalf, a friend or a family member. That then comes to fruition, money is made, and he is traded illegally. One thing to point out, guys, we have seen instances where even if the person trading on the insider info doesn't make money, that is still technically a criminal offense. Let's say they've done this and it hasn't kind of happened, hasn't come to fruition, they haven't made money. Now, it may not come to the light of the authorities because of this. However, if they've still traded on that and the authorities do still find out, then that is still a criminal offense. So that's worth kind of thinking about there. All right, so that's the obvious one. It does happen from time to time, but people do get caught. And if you're stupid enough to be a director and you're going out there and trading on your own account in big size before the big announcement, then you probably deserve what's coming to you, right? Number two, insider warns a family member of bad news. So it's not just to make money, it's so you don't lose money as well. We've had cases where an insider might know that a family member is also invested in the company via the stock, and they might ring the family member, they might meet them and say, hey, you know what, we've got a bit of bad news coming up, the earnings aren't going to be so great, the merger's not going to go through, there's a court ruling coming up against one of the directors, someone's going to resign, whatever it may be. And that family member then closes their position, and the market then, whenever that news comes out, drops, and they've saved money by not doing that. Yes, they haven't made any money, but that's still insider trading. That's still illegal insider information. You're still passing information that's not in the public domain yet, and someone has profited from that, albeit not from a cash injection, from not losing money. So that's something as well. Number three, a supplier sees information that isn't public. So a supplier could be, it could be someone like a cleaning company, a cleaner spots, you know, something that they know that means it's good news. Maybe they've recognized something on the desk, or maybe it's a supplier who's supplying a certain piece or a certain item or a certain material, and they get a massive order coming in that's very, very unusual. Potentially they could say, well, that's not public domain knowledge. That would mean that they've got a deal to make XXX, and they kind of work it out. Maybe that's a bit of a fine line, because perhaps the order could be public knowledge, but arguing would probably be it's not, because if you're just placing an order directly with a company and it seems to be unusually large, you're maybe second guessing that they've got a big deal, but then they could just be hoarding the actual material. So that's a funny one, but you get the point. The idea is if there's somebody involved with the company who knows something about the company that others don't, and they take action on that, illegal insider trading. Number four is another company trading on info. So what does this mean? So the supplier is one. The other company would be if you've got another company that's working with that company. Let's say they are going to buy out that company. Let's say they are going to poach a top executive. Let's say they are doing something that there's not public knowledge yet, i.e. they've got a prototype of something that's going to be crazy and they haven't released it yet. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because let's say this widget is way better than that widget and way cheaper than that widget, and the chances are this is going to kill that business massively. Can someone trade on that? Not yet. They can't trade on it until that widget becomes in the public domain. Now, there's possible arguments to say, well, you know, they don't necessarily know that that company is going to go bust from it. They don't necessarily know that's going to do that. Now, it's going to depend, obviously, isn't it? If someone in a normal commercial intent is trying to produce a better laptop than another company out there, then no, you know, that's not anything special. But if they know that perhaps it's something that's very, very specifically going to do damage to that company, and it's obvious, it's very obvious that it's just completely going to damage that company, then the argument could say, well, actually, if you're trading on that company, or if you're trading on your company, you haven't disclosed this to the public yet, the argument could be that, you know what, that may be illegal or insider info. This is where we get to that grey area, guys, isn't it? Because there's commercial improvement and there's something that's obviously very specific that may well damage that company. So that's something to think about as well. And let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. But like I say, grey area that I'm kind of thinking about myself, thinking two minds, going, well, what actually would that be? Obviously, it's not just some slight improvement, but if it's something that's very obviously just going to, some pharmaceutical that comes out, you know, it's just going to ruin that company or whatever it may be, or going to expose that company as something else and it's not public domain, then potentially there's something there. Let me know your thoughts on that one actually, guys, in the comment section below. All right. Number 5, the final one is, you know, say a lawyer is working on a case and he trades based on knowledge. So sitting in a boardroom and someone says, you know what, we're not going to win this case. This information has come to light. This has come to light. We're going to be in trouble. Our CEO is going to be in big trouble. He is going to be really, really hammered by the court, and that's going to hammer our company. If a lawyer knows information, again, it's not in the public domain, and he trades on that, then that is illegal insider dealing. All right, guys, those are some examples. If you can think of any more, let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget this one, this kind of another company trading on info. As I was thinking about that, I'm thinking, that's interesting. Let me know your thoughts on that. If there's a real big example that you can think of that would tick that box. Take care. Bye-bye.